Welcome to another episode of the Collector Car Canada Stories podcast. Just a reminder, we do also have the Car Reviews podcast. All of the cars that we have available on the site are featured on their own car review video. So it's a lot like our detailed listings, but in video format. But on to today's Collector Car Stories podcast. Today I have with me my good friend Eddie Cazes. We're sitting in front of Eddie's 1988 Porsche 928. Eddie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Glad you're doing it.
Yeah. This is great.
Why don't we start off with you telling us a little bit about the car we're sitting in front of right now?
Wow. Where do I begin? Why don't we start with purchasing the car?
Sure, yeah.
So I have a 1981 Porsche 928, and it's a bit rough. And I joined a group of guys that also own 928s. And this car came up for sale on Kijiji. Another car from Montreal, black, came up as well. And just simply asking the questions with the guys in the group.
Sure. Jumping in. So I mentioned this car is an 88. So
Correct.
I think I call the 87 plus the revised body.
Right.
And then your pre-87, I call it original body. So the
Right.
81's an original body.
It's an
and
original
this was
body.
An S4 plus.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. With a slightly smaller engine as well.
Sure.
So,
Well, there are many differences, but
Yeah.
but yeah, just to give the viewers some background, and I'll also say I'm a part of the chat you're describing, and
Right.
you and I might have met originally in a car club.
That's
I think,
right.
Right.
We did.
So go on. So you were talking about one that came up in Montreal at the same time, eh?
At the same time, and I was
And this one was in Alberta, wasn't it?
that's right. This
Yeah.
one was in Calgary,
Okay.
Alberta, and it was just curiosity asking the guys about if they had a choice between these two cars, which one would they want?
And what was the spec of the one in Montreal? This one's an 88 diamond blue, I think the color is called.
Diamond blue
Manual
metallic,
transmission.
manual transmissions with sport seats.
Yeah, that's
Club-
a rarity.
Yeah, club sport steering,
Okay.
and
But the one in Montreal, year, transmission,
basically the same thing. 1988, black. It was a 5-speed
okay.
S4. So
So pretty similar cars, different color
different color
and some option differences, I guess.
Yes, there
Yeah.
were some option differences. So I was just curious and asking.
And were the price? I'm not going to ask you what the price was, but were the prices similar, or was one much more expensive than the other?
Actually, I think the one in Quebec was a little more than this car.
A little closer, a little easier to get to Toronto too, which is your
Right.
hometown.
And of course, everyone wants black. It's
Right.
the gangster kind of color.
I don't know if I'd quite put it like that, but certainly for resale, it's probably easier to sell a black one because they're in demand.
They're in demand.
Sure.
So next thing I know, everybody's saying, "Oh, get this one from."
The Alberta one,
The
in
Alberta
diamond
one.
blue metallic.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
get it. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great. And no, guys, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
And there's
You didn't think you were shopping.
I wasn't shopping.
Yeah, that's what you thought.
That's what I thought. And and everyone was, "Oh yeah, Eddie, you're buying it. When you getting it? Did you put an offer in?" And it just escalated
But
really
of course,
quickly.
Of course, this chat group, probably on WhatsApp,
Yeah,
and almost everyone in the group is a 928 owner,
they're all 920.
so they know the cars,
yeah, they know
and they're into the car,
right.
this model.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
And when you get what I've learned was when you get a diamond blue metallic,
Yeah.
it's not that common.
No, it's not.
And that's what makes these cars, valuable.
Well, as you would know, and as you do yourself, I go to the odd Porsche show or Porsche event, and the odd time I see a black, silver, gray, or white 911.
yeah,
Right? There's
Yeah.
lots of those colors.
True.
So the unique colors really
they're
stand out.
unique color.
Sure, yeah.
So next thing I know, I'm on the phone with the seller, putting in offers and things like that
In Calgary.
in Calgary.
And are you establishing a rapport with him, or is he just answering your questions?
He was basically answering questions. He did send me a video of the car.
Yeah. And of course, anyone who owns this to start with is a car person himself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And I don't know if he really understood what he actually had.
Okay.
But
Those are great people to buy from.
well, it needed a lot of work.
Sure.
The power steering was.
But mechanical work, not cosmetic work.
Mechanical work, cosmetic. There's minor stone chips because of Alberta and the countrysides there that they drive.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a really good purchase and a really
Well, you
really
skipped
good
it.
car.
You were just talking.
Okay.
First, you were wondering what the guys thought. Then you were talking to the seller, and now you're calling it a purchase. Something happened in between.
Okay, so
Did you call the owner in Montreal?
No, I didn't call.
It was the less preferable car.
I wasn't interested in buying another car.
Yeah.
I had a 928.
Yeah.
I wasn't interested in getting another one, but everyone was saying, Eddie, it's really worth it. You should get it. The value of the car is really, really good. I think you should buy it. The price is great.
I don't know if you'll remember this, but you knew it at the time. I inquired about this car too.
Did you put an offer in?
I did not put an offer in. You acted too quickly for me. I wanted to lay low.
Well, I know that...
I was not shopping for a car either, but this was an interesting car.
It was an interesting car.
Yeah.
So, and part of the group, unknowingly to me, there were two other people calling.
Oh, there were, eh?
And putting in an
So it wasn't
offer
just
as well.
me.
And I didn't know I was actually going against them.
Yeah.
So one of the guys in the group said, just e-transfer him $1,000.
Yeah.
I said, but he's not expecting it. Doesn't matter. Just send him $1,000.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, let's do that. I'll send $1,000 up there. And the next thing I know, I get a call from him. He says, what are you doing?
Pretty reasonable question in the
He
circumstances.
said, what are you doing? I didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
And I said, I know, but I really want the car. I want to give you $1,000, and just to let you know that I really want it.
You're serious. Yeah.
I was serious about it. And he said, yes, but don't do that.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, fine. So we negotiated on the price, and very, very nice gentleman. Very nice gentleman. And
Long-time owner?
I think he was a long-time owner. I think he was looking to get something that's a little more comfortable, because
Yeah.
they're not the easiest cars to go in and out of.
Sure.
So we talked on the phone. A very nice gentleman, and he said, Eddie, you sound like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He reduced the price of the car just on the phone.
And that's after you...
After we negotiated a price.
But after you'd sent the deposit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, after we sent the deposit, he was such a nice gentleman that he said, Eddie, you sound like a really nice guy on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm going to reduce it a bit. And so he did. And,
Well, that's good.
And then I bought it. So
He was also ready to move the car along, probably.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah.
I think he was prepared. He was ready to move the car. And so I got the car just before the pandemic, or during the pandemic,
Right.
on Father's Day.
Oh, really? That's when it arrived at your home?
It arrived door to door. So, and I've never done this. I've never seen the car.
So you had it shipped from Alberta to your home?
Right to it. So door to door. So, which is the most incredible experience I've ever done, because you give them the address of where the car is.
Yeah.
You give them the address of where you live, and you give them a credit card. Car shows up.
Yeah. So that's great. It was a positive experience on the transport end of things. We won't mention the company by name, but I do remember which company it was at the time, because you told me at the time it was a good experience. And occasionally we'll get potential buyers on the website looking for recommendations, looking for shipping quotes, and I always refer to that company.
Yes, they are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no, that's
fantastic.
good. That's good. Okay. Well, that's a lot about the car we have in front of us. So yeah, I do think that's kind of a fun little difference to pick out the Canadian market cars, finding the French on the fuel sticker over by the fuel door. But yeah, nice proper interior here. Another thing I noticed is the sports seats with the bigger bolsters. Yeah, that's a nice unique feature.
They really hug you when you.
And I guess as I look at these seats, I assumed they were black, but they are a blue, aren't they?
They were blue.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Before we started rolling, you mentioned we took a look at your engine compartment, and it's nice and clean. So I'm going to release it here. And let's take a look under the hood. So fascinating thing about these cars, not everyone is familiar with, the hood you just opened up, of course, is aluminum.
Yes.
So it's very lightweight. It's a lot lighter weight than most people expect. In fact, those prop shocks, they slow the aluminum from raising more quickly. But yeah, I suppose I know a little bit about this engine. You probably know more. Why don't you walk me through what you see here?
Where do we begin?
Well, I see 32 valve here, 32V, so
Yeah,
that's got to mean a
32.
32 valve engine.
Yeah, it's a 5.0 liter engine.
So doing some quick math, 32 valves, I'm thinking 4 valves per cylinder, making it an 8.
Correct.
5 liter V8.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
What else stands out there? Nice, big, huge.
I think this was, that's the engine air filter, I think.
The air filter. Now,
Yeah.
what's really cool about
So
that?
two big intakes here
Yep.
at the front to get air filtered into here, and the air travels downward, I guess.
But
Yeah.
the air filter, which was very interesting, is
Yeah.
that the Bugatti Veyron.
Yeah. Oh, you've told me that. You're my source for this. I knew about this, but you're the one who told me. Yeah.
The Bugatti Veyron has the exact
Same
same
air
filter.
filter. Yeah.
They
Fascinating.
have 2 of them.
Oh, yeah, because it's a 16 cylinder, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So that was very interesting
Yeah, it
to
is.
find out about that.
Now, I think this engine, when it was new, was rated over 300 horsepower.
Yes, it was 316, I believe.
I think that's the
horsepower.
magic number. And 316 doesn't knock anyone's socks off today, but in 1988, that was a huge number.
Oh, it was a huge number.
Huge number, yeah.
And you know, Porsche always were conservative with their numbers.
You figure that might be a little understated?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it probably was a little shy over that.
Okay. And we saw the manual shifter inside, so it's hooked up to a 5-speed manual, driving the rear wheels only.
Yep.
And one thing, I can't remember if you've done this or the previous owner did it, but you're not running a muffler on this car right now, is that right?
Yes. That we have an RMB,
Yeah,
a rear muffler bypass.
yeah. Did you install that yourself?
No, Avery did that.
Oh, your son did it. So it's been
wanted it.
installed. It's been installed since you've owned the car.
Yeah.
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 So I keep hinting at it. I'll just say explicitly, I own the same car. Mine's the following year, a few little differences. But mine had an RMB installed in it before I bought it.
Right.
And when you did the install, and one of our friends did the install, you guys were raving about how much you liked it. And it's funny for me, I've known no other way. I have the original muffler for my car, but it's stored.
It really makes the car sound throatier.
Yeah.
It really enhances.
I totally agree. But I even go so far to say makes it sound like the German Corvette or Mustang.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it does not sound like a 911.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying that.
Yeah. So I know we've got a Bear aluminum radiator here. There's the Bear name right there. And now this intake, it looks like there's been some work done up here too. Oh, and the valve covers look original though.
Yeah. So I got the car this way.
Oh, you did, eh?
Right. Yes.
Because I think this might have been repainted.
No, it wasn't. Not by me.
No.
If it ever was.
Yeah.
But I did polish the writing on the valve.
It's
cover.
come out really nice.
Yeah,
That is really sharp.
I like it because it doesn't really. It's not too.
It's not ostentatious.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. And of course, you've got the stock manhole cover wheels, as they're called, the 7 slots, other people call them. If you count those oval slots around them, you find there are 7, with kind of a polished finish.
Polished finish.
Yeah, and the flag mirrors from stock. We'll take a look at the pipes for your rear muffler bypass back here. Oh, you've got polished pipes back here. Very nice, very nice. I think the stock Porsche item would be a single oval-shaped exit.
Yes.
So here you've got. I suppose you still have the muffler that came
I
with
still
the car.
have the muffler, but that was an aftermarket as well.
Oh, it was.
It
Eh?
was.
Okay.
It was. I think it was a Magna Flow.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Muffler.
That must have sounded good too.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll take another quick look at the exterior of the car because it is sharp. And as we were saying, the diamond blue metallic is it's a striking color because you just don't see them in this color very often. I think we know another fella named Brian who's got this color.
Yeah.
Sound about right? Yeah, yeah,
He does,
yeah. I'll close the
If you
lightweight
want, I
hood.
can start the engine up if you like, and just here.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Eddie. Why don't you do that? Because it'll show off the burble of the rear muffler bypass. I know you like it if you're volunteering to start it for us.
I just like starting the car.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And here's Eddie in his happy place. So Eddie, thank you again for joining us today. I think it's been a great, fun tour of the car. People got up close to a 928. Not everyone gets to. They're unique cars, really neat cars, and this one, despite its beautiful appearance, is 36 years old.
Yeah.
So keep it nice. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this, Eddie. We enjoyed it too. All right, man. Thank you again.